Brian Paulus, the leader. Gary Wright running second. Brent Anthill moves up into third. Brent Anthill moves up into third. Right now running second. Brian Paulus, the leader. Around the outside, Tim Richmond on a move. Tim Engler on the outside in 73. The race for fourth and fifth place in sixth. Brent Anthill doing a great job and moved up into third. Rayleigh Goodwin fourth. Tim Engler is fifth. Jeff Shepard coming to the back of the field. He's on the way to the front. Here's your leader, Brian Paulus. Ooh, a tangle in turn one, looking all right. Tim Engler and Jeff Shepard. Gary Wright trying to close down the leaders. We're looking at the green flag. White next time around. Gary Wright running second. Brent Anthill is third. The race for fourth. Shepard. Jeff Shepard goes to the final transfer spot. White flag, one to go. Brian Paulus down with a checkered flag. Tommy Scott and Rod Holliday sitting on that second row. Todd Wessels and Mark Smizer. Jim Bell Jr., Steve King, Ron Rosenboom, Bob Hildreth, and Ken Walters. The one thing they want to do is they want to race in the Nationals. All right, watch the white line. They pick the pace up slowly coming around. Judy Bates bringing the pace. Looking good, looking good, looking good. We go green. We're green. And coming across at the start-finish line, Judy Bates, the leader. Judy Bates down to back straightaway. Lyle Howie, Rod Holliday, Tommy Scott running fourth. Picking up the pace, and Judy's going to lead her first lap at Knoxville. Judy Bates, Lyle Howie the third, Rod Holliday running in that third spot. Picking up the pace on the move, but a race in behind, and Judy's all by herself, way out in front. Go get him, Judy! Tommy Scott hanging out of that fourth spot, running fifth. Mark Smizer in a 69 car, down on the inside. A car on the move, coming quickly. Judy Bates way out in front. Keep in mind, only the top four cars get to go to the C-main. The yellow light is on. The yellow light, we got a car down inside of turn 3. It is the 25 car of Kent Walters. Judy starts this restart. Here she goes, it's green. Judy Bates, Lyle Howie, Rod Holliday, Tommy Scott. Oh, look at the race for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Top four cars in the main. Tommy Scott goes up to the high side on the outside. Tommy Scott on the move. Scott takes over second. Judy Bates pulls away in front, but Tommy Scott now goes to the top side of the track. He found a fast way around. Keep in mind that bubble spot running in fourth place, 69, Mark Smizer from Lancaster, Missouri. He's in the final transfer spot. Well, you can imagine how the young lady would feel taking her first checkered flag in her first appearance at the Knoxville Nationals. And Doug Clark will be bringing out the white flag next time around. She'll have 1 to go. White flag will be coming out. White, 1 to go. Judy Bates. And the race for fourth. The race for fourth. Rod Holiday up on the inside takes over fourth. Down for the checkered flag.
Side by side as the field begins to bunch, the RPM's going up until they see that green flag. We're underway. Who's got the advantage on the front row? It looks like the bottom groove. And Jackson will move on to the top spot as the field begins to stretch out. It's Robert Jackson and Calvin Landis. A strong charge on the top by the 29B car, Tim Baker, moving into that number 3 spot. The final transfer spot at this point, the 2H car of Wayne Redmond. Jackson now beginning to extend the lead. It's Baker. Comes to the rear nerf bar of the 70 that has to back out. Baker will stay right in it though and come to the rear nerf bar again. The battle for second on the racetrack. Baker can't quite hold her. Coming off turn number 2 is Mallory Armfield now in the 5th spot. Armfield the 5MA. Man on a move coming to the tail of Wayne Redmond. 2 battles on the racetrack. The first for second is Calvin Landis and Tim Baker. Battle off of turn 2. Now Redmond begins to extend his 4th place advantage over Mallory Armfield. 4 laps down, 4 to go. Robert Jackson got the kite string out, the wick turned up. Calvin Landis has his hands full though as the 29B of Tim Baker begins. Closes in, now takes a look on the bottom side of the racetrack. Baker with a shot on the bottom. The 29V car moving into the number 2 spot. Landis will have to settle for 3rd for now as Wayne Redmond continues to ride on the bubble. Top 4 cars moving on to the Type C main event. 6 down, 2 to go for Robert Jackson. The Sydney, Australian driver. Air Express International Maxim leading the way. The 29B of Tim Baker. The Baker chassis car. The Husker truck cells. Working now to the top side. Here comes Tim Baker. A whole shot off the bump. Shot on the top side by side. A 29 car will take the lead on a white flag lap. Landis also has his hands full with Wayne Redmond. But put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. A 29V car out of Sioux City, Iowa. Tim Baker will take the checker flag.
Yellow lights off. Doug Clark, Sioux Falls, South Dakota on the flag. C main. We're going to take the top 2 to the tail of the B. Amico, Knoxville National, Warville Outlaw Sanction C feature about to go green. Ward Clark with the green flag flying. Once again, that Jocko's Auto Parts 3B of Jeff Tuttle to the inside. Takes the number 1 spot, that Bud Light. 69 Chad Riddell in the number 2 spot. Your Al's Roofing Supply 44, Rick Martin running in number 3 spot. Running 4th at TNT Lawn Service, 51X of Nick Lasasso. Lasasso on the inside. Got White, 51X, works inside of Martin, the black 44. Side by side through 1 and 2. Lasasso now the advantage, takes the number 3 spot. But we're only going to take the top 2 right now. That Woody's Pizza 69S Chad Riddell in that final transfer spot. Out in front, and Larry Ball Sr. owns Sprinter out of Des Moines, the 3B, Jeff Tuttle. The number number 2 spot, Gary Struby out of Esterville, Iowa, owns 69S Chad Riddell. And the race now for the number 5 spot, Tim Baker out of Sioux City, Iowa. And it's still the race for the number 3 spot, Lasasso and Martin. Martin works the high side in 1 and 2, that black 44. The J&N Abbott Chevron distributor 44, running a close 4th. 3rd place, Nick Lasasso, and that Papa's Italian Restaurant 51X. Running 2nd, a J&K Snowmobile Bud Light 69S Chad Riddell. Butcher leader, Knoxville veteran, Jocko sponsored 3B, Jeff Tuttle. Running 2nd, Sioux Falls, South Dakota's Chad Riddell. And yellow out as we got one looped over to the inside of turn 4. If you're on the front stretch, they're right there in the front of you. Section S, we're green. Single file on the high side. Rick Martin at 44. The Al's Roofing Supply car goes into 3rd, looks at 2nd. He's looking at the Bud Light 69S, goes to the inside turn 1, crosses up a little bit. Your leader is still Jeff Tuttle. 2nd, Chad Riddell was up to the challenge of Rick Martin, who goes into 3rd. Jeff Tuttle out of Des Moines, Iowa, and the Jocko's 3B out in front. Running 2nd, and that Bud Light out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the 69S Chad Riddell. Out of San Jose, California, the Al's Roofing Supply 44, Rick Martin. The number 4 spot now, that Bennett Race Engine 70 out of Phoenix, Arizona, Calvin Landis. He gets high in turn 1 and lets Lasasso back on the inside out of Westminster, Colorado, that white 51X. The 3B 69S 44 by the flag stand. Coming up, this number 6 spot all the way from the back, Wayne Redmond. We got the white flag for Jeff Tuttle, Chad Riddell, Rick Martin. Looking for the checkered flag, the 3B out of Des Moines, Iowa, Jeff Tuttle. Running 2nd, the final transfer, that's 69S Chad Riddell, followed by the 44 unofficially. 70 and 51X.
Pace car on the infield, ready to go next time around, 12 laps. Last of opportunity for the drivers to make the A main for tonight's feature. Boy, would not like to have this a main event anywhere in the country. Ready to go, Danny Smith and Skip Jackson setting up front. Looking good, coming at that white line, looking good side by side. We go green, we go green. Danny Smith, look out, Donnie Schatz. Donnie Schatz from Minot, North Dakota, the 15 car upside down in turn 1. The 0-2 of Mike Rinke parked there, and another car up against the fence. Danny Smith, Skip Jackson, pick it up together, looking good, we go green, green. Danny Smith topside, Skip Jackson down low, Dean Jacobs is 3rd. Johnny Herrera tries it up on the outside, now running 6th. It's a race for the lead. Skip Jackson on the low side. Danny Smith leads him around. Skip Jackson, Dean Jacobs on the move. Jacobs comes quick. Dean Jacobs takes over 2nd place. Paul McMahon running 4th. Danny Smith holds it out in front. Dean Jacobs, Skip Jackson, Paul McMahon.
And the 2C of Randy Hennigan, Johnny Herrera, Tim Engler. Randy Kinzer running 8th. Tony Morrow running 9th. Kevin Huntley is 10th. Jacobs has closed in on Danny Smith. Skip Jackson working.